Good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me well. If you can hear me well, just type 1. So I'll make sure my audio is coming loud and clear. So a very good morning to you. And as usual, I hope you had a great weekend like I always do, despite the COVID-19 pandemic that we've been seeing, it is a very difficult time. But at the end of it, we try to make best of it. But at least the market that we've seen, both from the Dow Jones side as well as what we've seen so far from the market, the KLSE, is just at that miss or breaking up. But of course, last week we have the approval of the budget 2021. That seems the market is going. Now, this morning we're going to be looking at our market. It's still nowhere and waiting for some sort of a catalyst. What do you think the catalyst is it? Those of you who are watching. And good morning, those of you who just joined us. Thank you for joining our program in here. And I have got some good storyline for you as well as a couple of good stocks we'll be looking at that is driven by our Pentagon guide. That's right. So let's get started, shall we? Now for this morning, right, we will start off with our agenda for today. Now, for those who don't know, our breakfast show are divided into the beginner level, the intermediate, as well as the advanced. Today, that's right, it's Monday. That's right, Monday, and it's beginning. We are coming almost to the end of 30th, and we're going to begin the last trading month of the year. It's pretty exciting. I think it should all end up with a good portfolio. I think all of you would have a really decent portfolio going forward in there. So today we'll touch on a trading plan as well. Be using the Pentagon guide for that one. But before that, let's get started with our KLSE Bursa Malaysia morning headlines if you have not seen what is happening to our market. All right. Now, firstly, for a start, will be the budget, right? It's been talking about it. We all know 2020, this year, the market has sort of came from the bottom during the COVID. But we are looking on 2021, having said that. So you can see from this news, 2021 is the year where the KLSE will go higher. But usually that's the economy. Now, do take note. Now, those of you who have been following me for some time, you would know that the stock market usually moves ahead of the economy. By the time the economy recovers, the stock market goes down. That tells you the economy is going to go down. And remember, I said it before, the stock market is almost 6 to 9 months before the economy, which means the stock market is a leading indicator. The economy is lagging, for having said that. So that is why it's important to really look at the market, not look at what people say, like this news that you see. Now, on next take, we have on our news is press metal. That's right. Now, press metal is also one of the stock pick for our Pentagon. Now, press metal been really doing well because as China coming out from the COVID-19, it is recovering, and you see many of the prices for the aluminum has also gone up for that month. And target price we had for press metal is about 790. That is from the analyst, and we can notice in here stronger aluminum price will only mean that the press metal will do well. Having said that, I do think this is a bit pricey. For having said that, if you look at the news in here, in March only this year, right, it was only $270. Now it's $7. It's done pretty well. Having said that, and luckily I do have press metal in my client portfolio as my own portfolio, so I actually benefited from this too. Having said that, so usually when any portfolio that I have, I normally would like to declare to you, so at least you do know. In here, like it or not, we will look at this stock shortly and take a note of it too. All right. So the next thing is on the news was the EPF account 1. Now, many of you may have EPF account, and are you thinking of withdrawing from EPF account 1? But the real issue has always been people don't have enough. Now, because they did not prepare for it. Now, as I said before, those of you who have followed this will probably know that it's important that you have to have that investment knowledge as another income from investing. I know that a lot, and when teaching my children, and I hope you also teach your own children to rely on one source of income. Now, no doubt, those of you from the baby boomer side, when you came in, you have one solid income, but over years, that hasn't been enough. And right now, with the COVID-19, that even got worse, that people are withdrawing and dipping down to their EPF account 1 saving. And that is, like it or not, in my opinion, not good. If they use up their EPF account 1, what would happen then? Then, you know, a lot of the older baby boomer are relying to their children of the next generation. I can tell you, if I have to rely on the children, it's going to be tough, right? So we need to take care of ourselves. If you agree what I just said, just type 4, okay? And I think that's important too. The EPF account one, it's always been our retirement, even though, like it or not, most people statistically have shown the EPF account within 3 years already run out. So what did they do? They have to continue to work or do some sort of part-time job. It is very, very sad to see this kind of things, but it is happening in here. So financial planning is definitely important going forward. Now, those of you who have some stocks that you want me to look at, just type it in there. I will look at it after we go through the Pentagon guide, the list in here. Now, let's move on to the next story about the windfall tax. A lot has been said about the windfall tax. Everybody is talking about, you know, the CPO windfall tax previously. Then they're talking about the glove windfall tax. It's all been said and played by media, like it or not. Now, those of you who also happened last Saturday, I attended the analyst briefing on the rubber glove. I have to say, on the rubber glove, they are still very optimistic going forward on the ASP, the average selling price, which means the peak of the ASP as well as the peak earning will happen second quarter 2020. What simply means that rubber will have a bit more room to go up. Having said that, but it's not going to give you the kind of super return that we've seen previously. But I do have some rubber portfolio of my own as well as my client. I think it's ready for the next move. It does go up, probably we'll take some profit in here. Like it or not, the earnings will come, and we're going to see that it's likely to see let's look at what we have for the rubber glove. Okay, let's put in the bigger one that most people have is top glove. Let's see where top glove is this morning. Okay, we hit that one, and we look at the stock price, and let's hit that one, stock price. So this morning, top glove is just up 0.3, just hanging on in there. But the question that was posed by many of the media that Tunku Zafro, our finance minister, has confirmed that a windfall tax would send very bad message to people coming to invest. You know, when they're not doing good, you know, they don't go to the government, right? When they're doing good, they go. So that's the optimistic about. Now let's turn our attention to the US market. We know that it was Thanksgiving, then the Black Friday. Now we have the cyber market. No doubt, what you've seen on the news behind here, the Black Friday shoppers are less because of the COVID-19. The pandemic is still ongoing, but everyone is turning into the internet online to do shopping. Even our trading view, all right, we have a cyber morning, and we did do our 11/11 sales this month. Those of you who sign up in our 11/11 sales, great one, and we thank you for your support. So right now we are seeing that the US Dow Jones is well supported and testing 30,000. All right, so that is okay, good. We got some stocks already you want me to look at in here. OpenSys in here, Steven and JCY, we have me. All right, and aluminum prices is still holding up. That's right. So we are seeing the Dow Jones, it's going to test 30,000 very, very soon. All right. So having said that, definitely US market is something that you want to be able to look into at the market. Our KLCI right now, we have to see a bit more catalyst coming up, but I'm very positive with the US market, and my US portfolio has done well. And that's something I really want to share with you in our next coming, this weekend, we'll be doing our master class. Okay. I will talk more about it in the next slide. So right now, we're going to look at some trade setup and the trading plan for this morning market pick. Let me just show you on the Pentagon Guider. We have a whole list of stocks. Okay, and you'll see here that, okay, we'll start off. We have about 11 on our list in here. Supermax. We have Inta, Datasonic, Oriental Food, SLP, Kajaya, Dayang, Dufu, Panasonic, JFTech, PMetal, and Supermax. All right, so I would pick these two stocks, JFTech and PMetal, based on their trade setup. So let's look at JFTech. You will hit 0146, and that will take you to the stock price. So you can see from the stock price here, it looking pretty good. So we are seeing first time it turned green Pentagon. That's right, it turned green Pentagon in here. You can see on the right side too, that's right. And this morning there is actually a follow through in the green Pentagon. All right, so I'm going to bring out the trading view chart and look at it, and then we will draft our trading plan. So this is the this morning, that's right. So sometimes when the market start to pick up, it's always good to really go in at the beginning of the chart. So you can see here this morning there is a follow through on JFTech, and that's very nice. It's up 5% in here. It's still okay to go in my opinion, in here. That's what when you do your Pentagon on the weekend. Okay, get ready kind of stocks. So it's important for you to study the chart. I'm going to show you the schematic charts, how you can study ahead of time. Of course, it's better that you guys do those practice over the weekend, or maybe come for our paid classes. Okay, so in here you can see we have a line change, we have the green Pentagon, and that's why the market is moving up. So this is the stocks we're going to look at. The other one, all right, is precious metal. So I'll just type in here PMetal. Okay, that's the one also started to move. You can see green Pentagon happened on 26, which is on Thursday, and that's Friday and Monday continue to push up. Just imagine you have gone in earlier, just like this morning. If you've gone in earlier when the Pentagon moves up, it's okay. But then again, I do think JFTech is still okay to go in. So let's create a trading plan for this. All right, shall we? So first thing, I'll bring up the trading plan, and we'll type it together too. All right, so what's the weekly direction in here? Okay, and let me just bring this up so you can see here. Okay, so we can see the chart on the left hand side, and then we'll type it. So weekly direction is we have a green Pentagon. Okay, and we have low. Do we have low volume accumulation? Let's take a look first. Okay, let's take a look. Yes, we have. And we have accumulation, okay, stage before green Pentagon. All right, that's important. So that is important to have. Let's look at the weekly basis, okay, too, right? So we will switch on to the active chart. So we'll look at JFTech, okay. And we're going to switch to a weekly chart here. So you can see weekly chart, the trend still looks pretty good, isn't it? It's still a nice solid trend in here. We did have a 2-bar reversal, but that did not deter the market from going. That was partly due to the selling that we have in here. The market continued to push up in here. So we almost going to hit $5, okay? So we're going to write down, okay, weekly chart is uptrend, okay, right? And despite 2-bar reversal, okay, and we want to do here, this market continued to move higher. Okay, so let's look at the indicator for SMARTRobie. We're going to switch on to a daily chart. For that, okay, you can see we had green Pentagon on Friday. Okay, so Friday is the 28. Am I correct? 28. Okay, very easy. Let me just switch on here, and yeah, 27. So it's 27. Okay, 2020. So today, 30th triggered. Okay, Pentagon for entry. Right. Okay, so we can enter this one here. All right. If you have any question, just post it in there. We are happy to look at in you. All right. So we have done that one. Important price and date. Okay. So let's look at the old high here. Now, if you have the old high, you can see this. The old high is important here. This one here is 5.12. Okay, 5 ringgit and 12 cents. Okay. Here we'll put in the old high. So old high achieved was 5.12. Okay, so entry price is today. Okay, and right now we can take this closing price right now is 464. Okay, 464. Okay, or you can check the trading plan. Okay, JFTech trading plan. Okay, JFTech trading is 455. All right, can you see that? 455. Let me just bring up a bigger chart for you in here. So you can see trading plan is 455. When you break above 455, you can actually buy it. Or if you want to play on the pullback, then you have to wait to $4. But I think this one's going to move, so we're going to take it. All right, so we're going to go in today. Now, trading plan stated 455. I know some of you like to buy cheap. Now, how many of you like to buy cheap? Just type in there. If you like to buy cheap, type cheap. So I would know. And let me just explain the analogy of buying cheap. Okay, it's important that you do that. All right. So the reason why, because people are used to buying cheap. That's why if those of you who came to my earlier one-day workshop, which I teach you guys, is the value growth investing. When you buy cheap, you're buying a falling knife, so it can get cheaper and cheaper. So you don't want to do that. You want to buy when the trend is going up. It's just like you're buying a moving train that's about to move. So when you buy it, you're already in the money. So that means it's buying also on confirmation, right? And that's because really at the end of the day, it's whether you've been trained or not been trained. Many of us, we are not trained to be a trader or investor. We simply just follow here, follow that. But when you finally realize the amount of money that you lose because for following bad advice, it's better to learn to train it. That's why it's always to be don't be penny wise and pound foolish, means you lose up on that part. Remember, it's always good to have a little bit of training, follow some thing and thought process like what we do in our trading plan here. So trading plan stated 455, okay, stated above 455 to buy. Okay, good. So not many of you stated, did anyone say they want to buy cheap? Yes. Adrian said want to buy cheap. Now, don't ever buy cheap because your market price will going to go lower. All right, that's always I said, unless you buy at some sort of support or buy at a pullback price. Okay, so that's first lesson for you today. All right, let's move on to number 5 inside here. So where's our stop loss? Okay, so we have our stop loss. We have a medium target price 5112. Now you notice that even on the left hand side, medium TP. Okay, you will see is 5112. It also corresponds to the old resistance high. That's why SMARTRobie will be able to pick you up inside. So this one corresponds to old high at 512. All right, so it corresponds to. So let's look at the stop loss. Okay, stop loss. We will go to the exit strategy. Okay, we go to the exit strategy. Stop loss here is 380. Okay, first profit target 445. All right, that's already been hit. Next one is 5112. All right, now some people say why you buy the time hit profit. That's why we have 2 profit target in here. Now do take note, or you can sell when the red pentagon comes out. All right, that's where the red pentagon comes. So what we can do here is stop loss. Okay, stop loss at $3.80. So it's sort of figure for it. Now if you bring in JFTech here, let me just show you here. 380 is somewhere around here. That's right, way below that. So you have a good support, or you can put it around $4, which is good enough. But SMARTRobie will always find you a better location should the market go up, because right now we are in the trending market in here. All right. Okay, so this is where we are right now. So that's the plan that we have for you. Okay, and what else we have? Holding period. What's a holding period? Now going back to the left hand side, you can see, right, the holding period. What is the holding period there? Holding period is 2 weeks to 2 months. 2 weeks. Now one of the reasons why we want to hold it, we found out through our research and through many back testing, if a stock doesn't run after 2 to 3 months, it's best to move on to the next stocks, right? Now how many of you have that policy? If you have that policy, type 2, right? If the stock doesn't move, you move on. But people don't, you know, when they buy certain stock, they want it to make so they sort of hold and hold. You only want to do that if you have a right strategy, which is a dividend strategy. Else, many of you, like people say this, people buy that, and you somehow got stuck into that. I think it's important to have that kind of policy, because at the end of the year, which is the 31st of December, we will start to measure your portfolio. How well have you done? Now this year, I think my personal portfolio is up about 55%. All right, which is not small amount, but it's a big amount. So I'm pretty happy with that too. Again, that is important. So you want to measure. What I'm trying to say here is because I want to sort of share some of my philosophy in managing funds, in trading, so you would have that same thing too, at least to push you up at the higher level there. I think that's what you want to watch this, isn't it? Right? You don't want to watch that, you know, just want to get stock tips. Stock tips, you can get it from any other Telegram website in here, but more importantly also the lessons and the philosophy that we want to show with you, that if I can make money, so can you too. All right, so you're gonna have 2 weeks to 2 months. Okay, so if you don't move by 2 months, you want to able to exit that very nicely. So that is on the time frame that we are talking about. All right, so that completes the 7 points that we have for our trading plan. And quickly, let's review this for JFTech, because next week we may want to come back and look at it. So the weekly and daily chart, we have a green Pentagon, we have accumulation stages way before the green bar. Weekly chart is up despite the 2-bar reversal. Indicator SMARTRobie, we have a green Pentagon on Friday, remember, and today start to move up, and it sort of triggered the price. All high is 512, a very simple. Enter price at 464, and trading stated 455. You can enter. All right, and stop loss is 380. Profit target correspond to the old high at 512, and holding period is 512. All right, so that is what we have done for you so far. All right, in here. So right now we're going to be looking at a couple of stocks here that we have. Some of you already mentioned that. Okay, the other one is press metal. Let's look at it. Press metal will be very similar. All right, so the two stocks that we have picked, Pentagon, so I've done one trading plan for you due to the time that we have. Okay, so next one is this is the schematic that we talk about. Now it's important that you see JFTech. This is where it is. Okay, JFTech. Now if you notice, you can see we have low volume. You see, notice on the list side, low volume in here correspond to the stop on the left hand side. So this is why we always keep saying, we always go back to the schematic of the sign or strength of the line chain. You'll be seeing this again and again. That's what we train our pattern. We train the SMARTRobie to give you this kind of thing, and the trade idea comes in very nicely for that one. So make sure you know that too. All right, so let's look at the stocks that you have. So this is a QR code for our Trade VSA tutorial in here. Those of you who have not seen it, you might take a look at it, and it's a very short video that talks about all the line chain. Of course, further on we will talk about the others. Now definitely our next incoming this weekend is our masterclass. Okay, this is the final course that we will be doing for our masterclass. We have still seats available. Those of you are still thinking, and remember, if in January, and I think January, if our market, and remember there is already talk about January election 15. If the January election 15 has been announced, I think this market can sort of take off from where they are. Right now there's a lot of uncertainty, but then again, we also be trading at the US market in here. Something for you to consider if you're interested in coming our masterclass, our 3-day course over there for you to think about. Okay, so right now I'm going to be I'm going to be looking at the stocks that you guys wanted me to look at. Definitely one of them was two stocks I can do this morning. Is one of them, let me just bring this up, is OpenSys. Now OpenSys has a bit of news lately. They're on some solar power but marketplace. They're pretty much a software guy. And let's look at where is OpenSys this morning here. Okay, it's still there, not going back, still 62 cents. Let's look at the chart before I bring up the active chart that you can see. All right, so this is OpenSys. Okay, let me bring it up in here. OpenSys is still accumulating, right? Despite having a green Pentagon, right? It went up, then it has an upthrust. Okay, it has an upthrust in here, and then the market came back down. Usually upthrust is a sign of weakness. They could not go higher, and that were a bit also on the high volume. But right now you will see from the volume wise, it's pretty okay. You have a no supply in here. Today is down 0.8. It's not ready to move up higher. But having said that, I think it's still okay. It didn't hit the stop loss yet. But going back to our philosophy, how long is the holding period? I know many of you don't like to exit. It's like, am I true or not? If you buy something, it doesn't go up, you don't want to cut loss. You just want to hold on there. All right. But if it doesn't move anyway, move on to the next horse. Remember, Pentagon guider is not right all the time. It's right about 60 to 70% of the time. But it happened to that stock doesn't move, then you need to do something. I think that's all about the philosophy, what we're trying to explain to you in here. All right. So this is OpenSys. The other one is JCY. Because right now, JCY, I don't think you should have any position at all. That's pure and simple. Now, someone who asked me to look at JCY. If you look at this, there is no green Pentagon. Don't even look at that. All right. Now, again, you may have bought it earlier on. So if you have bought it earlier on, the question is, do you want to look at the exit strategy? Let's look at the exit strategy right now for in here. Because whatever I want to say to you or advise to you would always be taken up by SMARTRobie. I will usually follow SMARTRobie order in here. So any stocks that you want to, just ask SMARTRobie for that one. I think that's the whole point why you want to use stock market chatbot assistant to really assist you in here. Now think to exit at 61.62 cents here. So 61.62 here is 61.8. Okay, think to exit, this is where your stop loss is. Okay, it's already in a red trend zone. All right. However, just when we move sideways, be ready to exit, we break through the ATR stop loss. Let's look at the ATR stop loss. Having said that, and bring up this, let me show you the chart. Okay. Okay. It just touched only once. This is 61. So now it's going up. So just be careful. Anytime it can go further down in here. So just take note, those of you who look at, all right, those of you who want looking at this stock, JCY. Having said that, again, if you notice, if you have bought this stock way back in September, but you shouldn't be buying, isn't it? There's no green Pentagon, there is no blue trend zone, so why buying? So go and look back the reason why you buy. Whoever give you these tips, whether it's a reminder or blogger, right? You have to look at the reason why it's stated, okay? And if the reason is because you want to hold and look and get some dividend, let's look at the fundamental too, all right? Because we have to have a very objective way in looking at the market for what the reason that we buy. Okay, let me just take this down again so you will know this. Okay, so if you look back here, there's no ratings. That means this is a pretty pricey stocks in here. The ROE is only 2% compared to the sector average of 10%. So you really have to ask yourself, any reason why I want to hold on to this stock? Okay, having said that, okay, it's overvalued definitely for that part. So again, if you have followed SMARTRobie, it would have at least helped you to avoid this kind of stock and move on to something else, maybe like PMetal or JFTech, which you can make money. I think that's bottom line is what we want to share with you this morning here. All right, so let's move on to our next slide. Now, this coming Wednesday, that's right, our Wednesday night talk, we'll be focusing on our master course 3-day preview. That's right, we are be doing our last preview for this coming Saturday. So if you're really interested in joining our master class, do come for this preview at 9:30. We'll be doing a live Facebook together with myself and Zac to show you what you are expecting to in our 3-day masterclass, so you can learn some of the things that we talk about it in here. So definitely something you don't want to be missed this coming Wednesday. All right. Now, last but not least, if you find SMARTRobie has been helpful in many ways, do give us a review. We really appreciate that. And take a photo of this one in here and go over. Give us a good review so we can always continue to help you in many other ways. And of course, last but not least is our best Telegram chat in here. Free stock market information definitely will put you in our right steps. Okay, so for the two stocks, we have looked at it today very well. We find that it's very objective. We have two stocks, JFTech and PMetal. And if not, I'll see you on Wednesday for intermediate SMARTRobie trading with a SMARTRobie Idea Breakfast Show, and later in the evening. So thank you for watching and thank you for your support very much. We do appreciate your time spent with us. Is well done. Thank you and bye-bye.